Hey everybody, this is Sheila Ryan with Designs by Baby Moon, and I wanted to show you a little bit of how to use Embrilliance Essential software to add some lettering into this blank freestanding lace concho earring design. So I get a lot of questions on how do I add the lettering? How do I add my monogram? How do I add an initial? So I just thought I would pop in and show you. So what I have up here on my screen that you can see in front of you is the design opened in Embrilliance. I have it in a new page. I have started with a clean slate. I don't have anything else open except for the design. You know what? Let me go ahead and open the stitch file. Let's open the stitch file instead of the working file real quick. And we'll find it in my list of files. I have a folder just of earrings. So let's open the blank concho earrings and we'll open the PES version. Okay, so now we have a new instance of that design open, and you can see there's just two steps for the design. There's a background, which is a lace fill, and then there's an outline that has some ruffles, some loops, some, detail stitching on it. And this is the other one. You could stitch them out just like this, and they're beautiful, especially if you use a neat variegated thread in the background. That'll have a kind of a plaid effect, and it'll look really nice. But I love making personalized things. That's why I got an embroidery machine in the first place. So I could put people's names on things, put my name on things, put my kids' names on things. And so making a personalized gift for somebody is just really a lovely thing to do. So let's customize things and make them personal. So the first thing I'm going to do when I'm in Embrilliance Essentials, and I'll post my affiliate link on the comments so that you can check out Embrilliance Essentials for yourself if you don't have any embroidery software. But it's just great. I love it. I use Embrilliance every day when I'm working on embroidery. I use it for my digitizing. They have a digitizing module called Stitch Artist, which is fantastic. But they have this really great module called Essentials that has just what you need to add lettering or personalization into your designs. And you can do this all on the computer. You don't have to worry about trying to merge it in on your machine. Does your machine even have that capability? Are the built-in fonts going to work with whatever design you're trying to personalize? All of that worry of that part is taken away when you use embroidery software. And Brilliance Essentials makes it super easy. So I have some purchase fonts, some that I've purchased from Embrilliance directly, and some that I've purchased from other places. And so I like using those better than the built-in embroidery fonts. So let me just show you what I'm going to do. In Embrilliance Essentials, once you have it open and once you have the stitch file of your blank concho style earrings open, you can just click this little letter A. This says create letters, and we're just going to create some letters to put in this design. So when I click A, I get an ABC up here. And this just comes up in the basic Embrilliance block font that's included with Essentials. It's a fantastic font. And I do use that one a lot. But I want something a little bit more fancy for these concho earrings. Let's look and see what we can do. So when I click the block, I get a whole list of all kinds of other fonts. Some are fonts that I've created that are available at Designs by Baby Moon. A lot of ones are ones that Embrilliance puts out and includes with some of their other modules. They're really great. Let me show you this one that I am really loving right now. Embrilliance has a collection called the Renaissance Collection that is just really, really lovely. It's way down here at the bottom. So many fonts. It's a bad problem I have. These fonts are the Renaissance fonts right here. They're kind of orange-ish. There's several collections of different kinds. There's the Renaissance fonts. There's the Romance fonts. What I love about using the Embrilliance built-in fonts, the ones that they produce, is that I can stretch them, I can bend them, I can manipulate the fill and the underlay and all kinds of things. They're just great and easy though. But let's look at this one called Horst. Okay, so if I bring this font called Horst up, I get ABC. I don't want my earrings to have ABC all over them, so let's change it to something. Let's use my own initials. I'm going to put S-R-A. No, I'm just going to do an S. Let's just do an S for this one because I'm going to use one initial and make it an S for Sheila. So I've got my S from the Renaissance Horst font. And I'm going to take my mouse and I'm hovering over this little corner here and I get a double arrow. And with that double arrow, when I click and hold my mouse, I can stretch and manipulate that letter so it's just the right size. Maybe I want a small, demure little letter to go inside here. And that just looks lovely. When I click off of it, that actually fills it up really nicely. And I can grab the middle green box of the letter and put it exactly where I want it. Now, in the object map over here on the left, you can see that I've got 3 pieces now. I've got the background, I've got the outline, and then I've got the letter. So I want this letter to be on both earrings, so it stitches out all at the same time. And I'm going to go over here to the top and I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to hit paste. And then I'm going to take the second instance, so now I have 2 of them, and move this one over here. Okay, and I'm just kind of lining it up to where I think it looks just right. Sometimes it takes a little fiddling, but Embrilliance makes it really easy. I drag it and I drop it and put it in its place. So now I have the background that's going to stitch first. Then I have the outline, and then I have the letter for one earring and the letter for the other earring. That's perfect. I could save this as a new PES file right now, send it to my embroidery machine and stitch this out, and it's perfect. I can do whatever colors of thread I want, although this one comes up in this gorgeous coppery color. And I think with a silver background and a silver outline and then copper letters, oh my gosh, that would be just fantastic. Maybe I'll try that a little bit later. Let's do something different though. Say you don't want just a single initial. Maybe you want a 3-letter monogram. Lots of places on the internet offer really lovely fonts that are 3-letter monogram size. These earrings are pretty small, and so if you look, you can use the measuring tool here in Brilliance, and you can see that you have from top to bottom, if you look at the bottom, that's 1 5/16 or 1 1/4 inch from the top to the bottom. So I know when I'm looking for a monogram file, I want something that's about 1 inch tall. Let me delete these letters and let's add some monogram lettering in, and I'll show you what I mean. We're going to delete this one. We're going to delete this one. Delete. Well, it's not going to let me delete those, so let's just edit, delete. Okay. There it goes. Maybe I have more than 1 instance on it. Okay. Oh, I'm still in the measuring tool. That's why. Let's get that off. Now I can delete it. There we go. The computer's going to go slow this morning. Okay. So let's add a 3-letter monogram. Again, I'm going to click on my A at the top to bring up the lettering tool. There it is again. It brings up ABC. The last font that I was in was this Renaissance Forced font. And so I'm going to look through my lettering fonts that I've purchased, and I know that Stitchtopia has a super cute 3-letter monogram that's about 1 inch tall. There it is. It's called the Stitchtopia Master Circle 1 inch. When I bought this font, it came in several sizes, so I just added them all to my Embrilliance platform, the BX font. That way they show up in the software for me to use. When you're picking a font, I love using the closest size for the project that I'm working on. So this comes in 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/2 inch, 2 inch, 2 1/2 inch, and 3 inches. I can pick any one of those because they're in Embrilliance and bring it down. But because I know that this is about 1 1/4 inch tall, I'm going to use the smallest one. And I want to play with my letters a little bit, and I don't want anything weird to happen. So I'm going to pick that one because I don't have to do so much work on it. Now, it came in as ABC, and my initials are not ACB or a 3-letter monogram. Generally, when you're doing one that's larger in the middle, you put your last name in the middle. If you're doing them where they're all the same size, you would do it in the order of your name. So suppose your name is Abigail Bethany Clark, then ABC would work for your name. If your name was Abigail Celeste Bankston, then you would have this large letter. This letter would be larger in the middle. And with Embrilliance, you can make it a little bit bigger or a lot bigger, just so you get the right effect for whatever you want. So anyway, so I'm going to make these mine. So again, I'll click on the letters and that's going to get, and then I'm going to go down here to the properties, and I'm going to get this little text box here, and I can change this to my name. So I'm going to add my letters for my name, and I'm going to do lowercase s for the first one. I'm going to do an uppercase R for the second one. And I know that Stitchtopia maps their 3-letter monograms to different letters of the keyboard. So the last one is actually going to be the little tilde on the keyboard. It's the letter on my keyboard that's next to the left of the number 1. And without using a shift or anything, that little tiny accent, that's what's going to be my A. So when I click enter right here, I get SRA, and my S is leaning to the right, my A is leaning to the left, so that when I bring these together, this is where the magic is. When I bring these a little bit closer together, see the space bar over here? Look at that. I can scoot these together. And so the master circle monogram from Stitchtopia, when you manipulate everything, you get it all in the right order. It looks like a circle of swirly letters. Isn't that beautiful? Look, so I just took and I scooched this S over a little bit by grabbing that little handle. And now I have my initials, that's Sheila Ann Ryan, in the right monogram order to make this lovely monogram. It comes in as black though, and I got to change that color. So again, I'm just picking a color so it looks a little fun. Anyway, now I've got the master circle monogram, and let's move this whole thing over. I can click it over here in the object window, and then I can just click anywhere in that box as long as I'm touching the stitches, drag it over to the middle of this file, of this little area, and then watch. Okay, I just popped it in. I can see though, I have this enlarged, so I'm up at 229%, so I can see it really well on my screen. I can see that this isn't quite exactly where I want it. I need to bring it in a little bit, and then I want to stretch it up and down a little bit too. So it is a nice circle, which is great if you had a circle design you were putting something into, but let's play with it a little bit more and make it a little bit fancy. Oh, I see people are popping in. So I see Vicky and I see Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Vicky. Oh my goodness, yes, that Renaissance font is just gorgeous. I've used it more than I expected. And some people, they're looking for a specific kind of font. There's so many clever styles of lettering in that Renaissance collection. It's really, really versatile. It's not just for people that are into Beowulf. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I've got my 3-letter monogram selected. I just clicked on the lettering object over here in the window, and I'm going to grab one of the side blocks, and I'm going to squish it in. And what I've done there is I've brought it in and made it a little bit smaller. I'm going to click on the lettering somewhere, and I'm going to keep moving it so it fits in my screen. I'm going to try to fill up this circle. I can take this little handle on the bottom and I can stretch it out. Oh, look at that, y'all. Okay, I know that over here it was touching the side where I didn't want it to touch a little bit. And oh my goodness, that is fabulous. That's exactly what I wanted. I need 2 earrings though that match. So let's take this lettering object again, click on it over here, and then go up to the top and hit copy, and then hit paste. Now I've got 2 of them in my object window, but they're on top of each other. So I'm going to grab the top one, drag it over to the second earring. And now I have 2 beautiful earrings that I could save this design, put it on a USB or however you get it over to your embroidery machine, and just save this whole design, this whole new design now, and stitch this out. And it would stitch out just exactly right. Let me show you what it would do first. It would do the background, then it would do the decorative edging with the loops, so you have a place to hang something. I mean, an earring hook, and then tassels or charms or whatever you want on the bottom. And then it's going to stitch the lettering on the left one out first, and then the lettering on the right one. It's perfect. There's nothing else I need to do to this font. And it might look a little bit textury right now, but if we go back to a normal size, so this is 230% nearly, let's make this look a little bit more realistic here. So that's about, maybe a little too small. That's on my screen. That's about at 110%. You can see how the stitches look more filled in. It looks more beautiful. That's about what I'm going to see. It's perfect. And so when I stitch it out, that's what I'm gonna get, and Embrollion's just made it so easy. If I wasn't talking through this whole thing, that would have taken me less than 3 minutes to get done and put that in, then send it to my file, and I can go out to my stitching. Anyway, so fun. I just thought you guys might like to see that, see how it's done, see how easy it is. If you don't have Embrilliance as part of your embroidery tools, I I definitely recommend it. It's just a great product. Um, and like I said, I use it every day when I'm doing embroidery. And I have other programs that I have used. Embrilliance just makes it so easy. So I've added my affiliate link in there. They give me a little commission if somebody purchases it using my link. So if you have um, considered using Embrilliance, I would appreciate it if you would check it out through my link. That just helps me make more beautiful designs for you, and it gets all of us more earrings. So um, I hope that this was helpful to you. Let me know what you think, and go make something beautiful. Make some earrings today. Today's a good day to make earrings. Thank you all for watching and hanging out with me this morning, and we'll see you soon.